picking up, so are the grades. Entire For Spacious Skies classrooms have scored 2 years above grade level, and additional results should be released this year following current studies by the Harvard University School of Education. Visually, a comparison between a student's work last fall with work done this spring is one way to see an increased awareness of the environment.
If you were to look at their writing in their journals, and the journals are daily, so that you could look at the growth in language and in depth of thought from September through June would be one way.
There are serious clouds high in the air. Today's sky makes me feel like a raindrop.
Perhaps the best indicator of progress is parental feedback.
During open house, which was last month, I had parents of children I had last year come back and talk to me, which they never usually do. They just keep moving on with the child's teacher, but they came back. They were very impressed with the quilt that the children had finished, and that they just felt good about the program.
As the future for Spacious Skies brightens, one thing is for certain: students appreciate the sky.
When I look at the sky, it makes me feel good because the sky's everywhere.
Parents appreciate the progress.
It's not a complex thing, but yet it gives her, she can talk about it and see it and, you know, describe it with confidence more than another subject.
And the pioneers have discovered new horizons.
I have 2 or 3 children in this class that supposedly could not write or did not like to write. They have shown above perhaps any of the other children in their ability to perceive and to appreciate.
The smiles on the faces of the children and the thrill of learning, of self-discovery as well, is just unparalleled.
I don't know how anyone, any educator, could ever say that it's not academic, because it's academic, it's spiritual, it's aesthetic, it's all those things, and it works.
Kindergarten through 6th grade teachers will receive a free kit by writing me at For Spacious Skies, Box 15140. The request on your school's letterhead will make it easier for us to rush the kit next week. Channel 2, along with generous contributions from the St. Louis Community College at Forest Park and Peabody Coal Company, will provide weather maps, Halley's Comet information from the St. Louis Science Center, a tablet of 30 student worksheets, and Teacher's Activity Guide, which is a collection of many fun classroom activities. So we'll have much more to say about this program tomorrow, including special programs this spring for students and teachers alike.
Causing a lot of excitement.
Be noticeably colder. As we continue to send out For Spacious Skies kits to any grade school classroom that would like to participate, I thought we'd visit 3 St. Louis area schools that have been experimenting with the program since I introduced it to them several months ago.
Well, it looks like we're going to have another one of those pretty sunrises. That's a rather strange sight over there this morning.
Well, it sure is. Look, it's sort of like blueberry pancakes with strawberry syrup.
A morning sky report is common on KMOX radio, but not in a 3rd grade classroom.
Clear sky today, about 26 to 55 degrees sunny.
This South St. Louis classroom is sky alive, and it's making a difference.
I think it has made something very special in my classroom. I appreciate the sky more myself. I'm watching it. I watch it every day, and I didn't before. And the children are enthused about it. When something happens in the sky, we stop what we're doing and appreciate it.
The class at United Community in Christ School has been keeping a daily sky journal.
I don't think they feel any pressure with it, and I think they just enjoy it. They volunteer. I don't have to say, now you give me your sense. You know, their hands are waving.
Today a popcorn sky is out. A jet flew through it. It probably got all buttery. There's some sun to melt the butter. There's some wind to cool it off.
It is also common to see a 2nd grader at Hillsborough Elementary taking a moment to observe the sky.
Naomi, what kind of clouds do you think we have, honey?
I think we have cirrus.
Who else has another idea about the type of clouds?
Like sheets.
Like sheets. I've been teaching for 22 years now, but I've only been teaching sky awareness for 1 year. And I find that the children, as well as myself, really enjoy it. The sky is always there. It's free to us. I don't have to go out and buy a lot of fancy equipment, something that might cost hundreds of dollars.
Using plastic from a hardware store and a household fan, this bubble becomes a mini sky theater. Students combine reading, writing, art, and science to make their own pictures of clouds, comets, and constellations. On some days, the bubble is a special place to read.
A lot of children do not like to read for pleasure. I can take a little pan of all sky-related books into the bubble, and say, each one of you choose a book, and for 15 minutes we will do nothing but silent read. And when the silent reading's over, then we'll share our ideas. So this can bring about a great boost to their reading skills.
Sun. It is big and hot. It is neat when it shines bright. The sun is a star.
Okay.
In the city, at Stick School, children are getting into position for a regular sky lesson.
When you go out there, it is something that is his. It belongs to him. It's his gift. And it's so good to call his attention to him that it's there for him every day to be able to enjoy, to explore, to observe. You'll find that your child, who has never really expressed himself, will get caught up in it. They get very excited.
These gifted students are learning verbs as they describe the sky.
Expands.
Expands.
Waving.
Waving.
Floating.
Floating.
There is always time for personal expression.
Can anybody give me a thought? How do you feel about the sky? Kai. No.
Inside, a boiling teapot helps students to learn the process that forms a cloud.
Where does that water start from? Where does it start from?
In the ground, and then it comes up as vapor.
But the sky is never studied using just science.
You can actually do math with the sky, you can do art with the sky, you can do writing with the sky, you can do haiku poetry, you can do sinkane poetry, you can do any kind of poetry.
But sometimes words are inadequate when you're describing a cloud.
Sadder.
Growing into a stronger, larger thunderstorm.
And it comes.
To brew your own storm, teachers write for our free classroom kit, including Halley's Comet viewing tips from the St. Louis Science Center, student worksheets, and a neat teacher's guide filled with classroom activities. And we would like to thank St. Louis Community College at Forest Park and Peabody Coal Company in helping us to make students more aware of the sky and the environment. In Illinois, from the Grand Canyon to the city of Boston, we've shown how For Spacious Skies is changing the atmosphere inside grade school classrooms. But where do we go from here? Tonight, part 5, a wrap-up of where we've been and where we're going.
The hope is that For Spacious Skies will make the sun a little brighter.
It puts me in a good mood. It gives me positive attitude towards the working day, and it gets me through.
The moon a little bigger.
I get a joyous feeling. I really do. I get a pleasant feeling when I look up.
The sky a little bluer.
It's been really pretty and blue.
Your awareness a little better.
I like the sky.
Because For Spacious Skies teachers find that a child who learns from the sky appreciates it.
It gets to be a lifetime habit of taking that time to look up in the sky, to reflect, to think, to be, I think, a lot more aware of the preciousness of the environment.
As the youngster begins to see the beauty and wonder of the sky, then on the heels of that stirring can come the factual information which will have meaning. That is the importance of the sky as a unifying element in education. You can talk to a kid in St. Louis about the ocean. He may grow up, live, and die without ever seeing the ocean, but he's always going to see a lot of sky.
The free starter kit we're sending to interested grade school teachers includes weather maps, Halley's Comet viewing tips, student sky observation sheets, and a teacher's activity guide filled with ideas in a flexible format.
We would get a lot of resistance, I believe, if we tried to put in curriculum units. Because the weather doesn't work that way either. It's continuously, it's part of our lives. And so we believe that we should use meteorology, climatology, the whole magic of the atmosphere to enhance the teaching of the fundamental disciplines.
And there's a great tendency in our schools to take our curriculums and put them all in nice little boxes. We have an hour of science, we have an hour of English, we have an hour of art, when the truth of the matter is these are all very closely interrelated and close-knit.
Dr. Tom Roberson is the science coordinator for all of the Rockwood schools.
I am always looking for opportunities and situations where we can provide increased opportunities and exposure to our students in the science area. And if I can have students working on a science topic as a writing project, this is fantastic.
And the sky is the limit. Since September, members of the St. Louis education community have been meeting at Channel 2 to plan a morning of free teacher workshops to be held at St. Louis Community College at Forest Park next month. More free classroom materials and equipment will be distributed, and the founder of For Spacious Skies will talk about the greatest show off Earth.
The goal is to have more and more people, preferably everybody, see and appreciate, have an ongoing conscious awareness of the appearance of the sky. So that we will pick up Time magazine and it will say the year of the sky. In terms of education, the use of the sky as a unifying element, the center pole for the improvement of learning on all fronts with all children of all ages.
Using your school letterhead, if possible, to speed delivery of your kit, teachers can write For Spacious Skies, KTVI, Box 15140, St. Louis, Missouri, 63110.
You did see the envelopes that came in today.
Yeah.
I must say, we are getting a good response, and we have 1,000 kits. So far, we've shipped about 300 kits for 300 schools, so I hope we don't run out.
Well, those are just the
Sky's
first ones
limit.
to come in.
This will be the largest For Spacious Skies chapter in the nation, so stay tuned, because we're going to have a lot of fun this spring.
All right. Thank you, Ron. Chip coming up next with an all-star contest of a different type.